Hello everyone, today we are going to go over how to apply for the GoApplyTexas application through ApplyTexas. And it's going to be really simple. I'm going to walk you through every step in it. So for the first time, if it's your first time here, go ahead and click here. But since I already have an account, I'm going to go ahead and log in through here. And I'm going to type in my username. And just a friendly reminder, we do advise you that you use a personal email for this account. A personal email does not include your school email, so if by all means you need a personal email account, go ahead and create one, but do not use your email from your high school, okay? We're going to go ahead and start and edit our profile. So this is going to be the first box. First, and edit your profile. It's going to ask you for your social security number. It's going to ask you to re-enter it. Your last name, you'll notice that you do have a red asterisk on there. So anything with a red asterisk, you do have to provide that information. So as you can see, it's already been populated here for me. Okay. I'm going to save and I'm going to continue on to the next page. My date of birth is required. My city of birth is required. Country of birth, state of Texas. Birth, if you were born in Texas, of course. If not, change it to the state you were born to. But right here is going to ask you then to verify your first name, your last name, and your date of birth. And if you have entered that correctly, simply click yes, save, and continue. And then it's going to ask you if you are a U.S. citizen. And you answer yes, answer yes, of course. And if you answer no, ensure that you have information for all these fields that require that information. Okay. But for the purposes of this application, I'm going to put yes. And then it's going to ask me about veteran military status, but I don't prefer to answer that because it doesn't have an asterisk. I'm not going to answer this one either unless you absolutely want to. And then this other question, so you could go ahead and even skip through that one and save and go on to the next page where your permanent address is very important. So make sure you have the correct spelling, the numeration, all that good stuff for your permanent address. Permanent city, country, state, your zip code. You click to verify your address, then you click save, and then you move on to the next. This is another form of address. Let's say you don't live in one location, you reside in two locations. Then you could also put this physical address information, but if you don't, you could just skip it as it is not required. And you go down and you will continue. You put a preferred phone number, preferably one that works, and you'll notice that it only wants numbers, so please include numbers. You don't need international phone code. Preferred phone type, you do need, so I'm just going to click cell because everybody has a cell phone nowadays. And then all the other information, as you can see, it's not required. We're going to go ahead and continue. You do have to enter emergency contact, last name and first name. So if it's a parent or legal guardian, you do have to provide their information here. And you have to answer if they have a phone. And again, a working phone number here with no dashes. And you could skip through all of this other stuff because it's not required. And then you're going to go ahead and enter your high school name. So for instance, if you go to MacArthur, you're going to spell out MacArthur High School, Houston, Texas. Ensure that it's in your city because there could be multiple other school listings in other cities. Your expected graduation date. So of course, it's going to be for freshmen, and that is going to be 2026, if I'm not mistaken, or 2025. And you don't have to click this other stuff, so you could go ahead and skip that and go on to the next. It's going to ask you if you have taken any college courses. You're going to answer no. It's going to ask you if you consent to all the information you have provided and they have any questions about your information, they could reach back out to you. You could click yes. And then you could skip this question because it's not necessary, it's not needed. It's going to ask you your Texas residency information here. What country are you resident from? United States. What state are you resident from? Texas, of course. You're going to answer if you have lived in Texas for 36 consecutive months. You're going to answer yes. When you begin your semester, what you're applying to, or have you lived in Texas for the previous 12 months, you're going to go ahead and also yes. During 12 months prior to the term of your applying, do you attend college, public university? And you're more than likely going to answer no. Okay, so you're going to click done for that section. And then you are going to do the apply to a few schools. So you're going to start or edit. In my case, I'm going to edit. Okay, and I'm just going to click here. And I'm just going to select my school. For the purposes of this, I'm going to go ahead and do social and behavioral sciences and education. And my first major is just going to be simply Associates of Arts. Don't click undecided. Just click Associates of Arts or Associates of Science. In the future, you could change it if you don't know what's your major. Okay, go ahead and click Change Majors, and we're going to go ahead and do the application here, if I could get it. This second part is going to say it's completed because I've done it already, but go ahead and click on these questions. These are specific dual credit questions for Lone Star College. Okay, it's going to again ask you for your parents' name or your legal guardian's name. It's going to ask you if your parents still living, do you live with that parent, their phone number, what preferred type, so their email address, if they have one. I believe it's also required information. Okay, you can click here if you want to add another parent or guardian. You don't have to, but you can. You're going to answer this one. It says if you were placed in foster care or adopted in Texas, you can say yes or no. Are you homeschooled? For most of the part, you are not homeschooled, so click no. Have you taken college prep, tech prep, or college credit before? You're going to click no. You're going to answer what is the basis of your seeking admissions for dual credit. So it's going to say dual credit, receiving both high school and college credit. And then you're going to indicate the reasons for attending classes, and it's more than likely to earn an associate's degree. Okay, so you're going to click save, continue, and you could skip through these questions as they are not required, and it will tell you it's not required. So you click done, and you're pretty much done with that. And then one more set of questions right here. It's going to ask you for your residency. So it's going to ask you, please select the Texas Independent School District you reside in. If you are in Aldine, go ahead and click Aldine. And then all these other questions you don't have to answer, so you can leave blank. But you'll see you come across only online courses, and you're going to click no. And you want to receive text messages from Lone Star and calls, just in case, weather changes, stuff like that. So yes, and then financial responsibility, you agree, and delivery method, you agree, and you save, and then you continue. Okay, referral source. So where did you hear this? I mean, if you really have not heard from us from any of these options, just simply click none of the above. And then for your campus selection, please ensure if you are attending Houston North or if you are attending North Harris, any schools that include MacArthur, Avalos Peak Tech, Nimitz, go ahead and click North Harris. Any other schools, Aldine, Eisenhower, Victory, go ahead and click Houston North. Okay, and you'll be done. And then it's gonna say if submit this application. Once you are ready and you have set everything, go ahead and click this. But for the purposes of this, I'm not gonna click it. Okay, this concludes the video of Go Apply Texas. Thank you.